Hi, Leigh.
Hi, Fi. We are back. But before we can get into season 4 of The West Wing on Queer Gals Watch The West Wing, we have to recap season 3.
I needed this. I generally need a good debrief about something before I can move forward, whether that be a workplace incident, whether that be television that I watch, whether that be a piece of news. So I'm glad we've carved out this space, Leigh, because I have a lot to say about season 3 of The West Wing.
Yes. Also, thank you so much, dear listeners, for bearing with us for a couple of weeks in between seasons. But we were putting on a show off West End in London, which was quite kind of all-consuming, I would say. And then also we did just need a couple of weeks for the old Menti H.
Yeah. Leigh performed in this show and it was a sellout. So let's just revel in that briefly. But yeah, some time needed to be taken to recover, refuel, refill the batteries. And now we can refill our cup, Leigh, with the wonderful world of Aaron Sorkin's West Wing.
Yes, let's remind ourselves where we left off. Fi, would you like to take us through season 3?
I sure would. I've had a lot of caffeine today, and for a low caffeine girl, you're in for it. Welcome back, dear listeners, to Queer Gals Watch The West Wing with myself, Fi, and the lovely Leigh. And let's have a little think back to what we saw over season 3. Aaron Sorkin. I'll just start with the man himself. How on earth, when I went to go and write a list of the things that happened, I was genuinely staggered at the amount of narrative that Aaron has managed to shoehorn into 23 episodes of television. So, Bartlett's running for president. Second time round. Oops, didn't tell the wife. Cue a lot of friction between Abby and Jed. We've met our campaign team. Enter Bruno, the lovely Connie, Harry Goldenblatt from Sex and the City. Will we ever see him again? Is he in Mandyland?
I had completely forgotten about Harry Goldenblatt from Sex and the City. I'm so annoyed.
I think he's in Mandyland, but it remains to be seen.
He was such a good character, though. I loved Doug.
We needed someone to kind of be a spanner in the works.
We did.
We thank Doug for that work. We saw Donna and Leo give their testimony. Some difficult moments for Donna there, just with her ex-boyfriend.
/ current boyfriend.
We don't know what's happening with Cliff Cowley. But what I will say is Cliff Cowley kind of made being a Republican a little bit cool. Hey, and I say that in a 2001 context.
Yes, I 100%.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, we don't want to dive too deeply into what's going on in the States right now, because we're very aware that a lot of you are in the States and you use this podcast as like a comfort podcast and like a form of escapism back to 2001. But just to make it very crystal clear where Fiona and I stand on these things, we would just love to say fuck ICE.
Yeah.
Fuck ICE. And obviously our hearts go out to everybody in Minneapolis and everybody being affected by ICE. And also, in our season gap, on a very low note as well, our hearts go out to the victims of Timothy Busfield, and we believe survivors. Timothy Busfield, dear listener, if you're not familiar, is the actor who played Danny Concannon. And as it turns out, he is a very bad man.
Yeah. So we're going to handle from now on any Danny-related content with care, and we'll put some trigger warnings in for people.
Yeah. Take us back to 2001, Fi.
Oh, yeah. Shall we escape? Now, Leo also gave testimony this season. And also we had an incredible moment of him kind of recounting and opening up about a moment of relapse with his addiction. But also he got to flirt outrageously with a tall, hot woman, his sexy lawyer, Jordan.
Major.
Would
so
love
major.
to see her again. Speaking of trysts, Josh, our lovely Josh Lyman, deals with many strong women in season 3. The lovely Donna.
I would maybe describe Josh's arc in this season as Josh confronts feminism. That kind of felt like his whole season arc.
I think that was the post-it note underneath the photo in the writer's room, wasn't it? We had some time with Joey Lucas again, but really what the season saw was the entrance of Amy. He got a whole ass girlfriend and then he got her fired. And all hail the arrival of Special J.
Somehow both a nickname and a read.
Yeah. Toby fell in love with a poet.
He did, for one episode.
For 42 minutes.
Never to be spoken of again.
I mean, we beg that Laura Dern returns. We beg that she does. He weirdly outed Jed's abusive relationship with his father and kind of got into a whole heap of trouble last season, which was a very strange...
I still don't truly understand the motivation of that storyline. I think maybe I'm just going to put it down to men being men.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think, and I'll get into this because I've got thoughts on it. Actually, I'm going to bench that because I think it's going to come into play with some of the questions we've got later.
Great.
We'll come back to Toby. Sam Seaborn deals with his ex-fiancée writing a journalism piece on him. Awful.
But how major that we finally got the Lisa backstory that we've been dreaming of for 2 seasons.
Yeah. I mean, it really felt like a kind of season of growth for Sam because he also seemed to have like a series of terrible interactions with old friends, all of whom were awful and all of whom screwed him over. And I was like, is this the moment where you're like in your early 30s where you realize that you really need to cultivate a kind of collection of people in your life who look out for you and are good for you. And there are a lot of people who just aren't doing that.
You know what? That is such an interesting take. It is maybe Sam Seaborn going through the early 30s friend shed.
Yeah.
Of like, I'm going to really be intentional about investing in a smaller circle of friends after, you know, having a busload in my 20s.
Going from being like the popular smart kid at college and being, you know, in a relationship with obviously a very like vivacious young woman who was like a hotshot in her career as well. Loads of fun friends in Manhattan. And now he's like, well, you're an asshole.
He's such a different man than the man we met season 1, episode 1.
The growth of Sam Seaborn, I will talk about in detail in this episode. So we'll move on to CJ. So CJ had a phenomenal series. She stood up for women's rights, obviously proceeded to get death threats, most likely from someone she knows, maybe even someone in the White House, which we have not concluded.
We've not had that reveal.
So,
I've been so devastated by the death of Simon Donovan that I had kind of blocked out that we never actually learned who her stalker was.
Yeah, Special Agent Hottie, aka Simon Donovan, King of Our Hearts.
Rest in peace.
Honestly, taken away from us in a way where the Jeff Buckley version of Hallelujah was used to the most devastating effect I think it ever has been.
Whoa.
Because that song moves me, Leigh.
It moves me. I do feel that I've had to do some inner work to disassociate it from X Factor auditions in the 2010s.
Sure. And obviously, famously, Rufus Wainwright's cover of it in Shrek.
Of course.
We love you, Rufus. Anytime if you wanted to be a guest on the pod, I think it would be absolutely chaotic. And then to make it all more stressful, Jed Bartlett approves his first assassination. And also we find out that his opposition, Governor Ritchie, is here to play. But will we see a new assistant for him in the shape of Lily Tomlin? And that's kind of all I've got.
Surely Lily Tomlin cannot be a 1 episode and done casting. Surely.
I mean, it would be foolish. It would be a waste. I feel that Dolores would not stand for it. And from beyond the grave, I hope that she works her magic.
This feels like it's maybe a good juncture for a listener question. from David, which is, did you feel anyone was particularly underserved by the season, given not enough juicy stuff to do?
David, I do.
David, I really do. And that is Charlie Young.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I have a different candidate for you, but now you've said Charlie, I'm like, that's 1,000% correct.
Dule Hill absolutely erupts my heartstrings every time he's given kind of anything to do. He also is very funny when he's given something comedically to do, but he's just not given a lot to do this season.
He's not been given a full series arc.
No.
He's kind of guested in a lot of people's storylines, and therefore he's had some phenomenal scenes where he's shown us his gravitas and his comedy chops. But I do agree, in previous seasons, we've kind of seen his character go through a moment of growth or like come slowly to a moment of realization. And this series, it did just feel like, and I say this with respect, he was sitting in a Margaret-shaped hole.
Yeah.
He was doing very similar stuff to Margaret, which is coming in, kind of leading us into and out of scenes, arriving to like drop information off, being there to support, but not being given his own platform. So yeah, I think that's a really solid shout from you.
I do love that we lent into allowing Charlie to be funny and lighthearted this season. That was really lovely to see, and I'm really glad. Some very fun jokes and japes with CJ especially, which I loved. But I would love him to have his own kind of season-long arc.
Agreed. I thought
you were going to say Charlie as well. Who are you saying?
So mine is twofold. So one of them is just kind of like, I actually don't think we need to discuss it. I think we just both agree. And the other one is more that I just didn't really get into all of his storylines. So I was going to say Toby Ziegler. Just because I didn't get the poking of the bear with Jed. I kind of understand where the end point went, but I didn't really enjoy the process. I loved the episode with Tabitha Fortis, but I also was like, I don't think I know Toby well enough out of work to understand the impact that some of those moments were having with that character. In the way that Josh got so many kind of like multiple episode issues to deal with, we just see Toby like grumbling with Congress people.
To which I say, I have a proposition for you. Do you think Josh Lyman is Aaron Sorkin's self-insert in the series?
Yes. Unfortunately, I do. And I actually don't have a problem with that.
Yeah. Great. Glad that we've cleared that up.
And then my one that I don't think we need to discuss is Donna Moss.
Yeah.
We had an interview. She was handed a job on a plate. Not a single word said about it afterwards.
No.
Disservice, I think.
Yeah.
Again, I think her and Charlie Young had quite similar series, which is we saw them going into things, we saw them going out of things. They supported other characters in their narratives, but neither of them had their own, which is fine. It's a big cast.
Yeah.
Not everyone can have their spotlight every season. I get that. But I do think we've got an opportunity now as we are kind of ramping up into a new era of the administration to point that spotlight onto other people. Great question, David.
Yes, thank you, David, for that.
Thank you, David.
I did love with Donna this season, though, we got to see her leading some meetings with Margaret, which was really great. We got to see her have a one-on-one moment with Jed when they called her high school teacher.
Oh my God. I could not. Was it Mrs. Morales?
Miss Morelli.
Miss Morelli. Oh my God.
I also loved the episode where we got to see her trying to fire someone. That was also
Fire the
her
intern.
kind of wrangling interns was quite fun.
Well, in that case, because it's naturally coming up, Leigh, I'm going to challenge you to choose some favourite episodes. Now, I know this is kind of borderline impossible, but I'm just going to give you two categories to make it slightly easier. So your two categories are going to be best episode from a drama perspective, and then best episode kind of from like a nonsense silliness perspective. So please, your drama.
My drama, I'm going to say war crimes.
Great choice.
Because we open with the Bartletts coming home from Mass. Yeah. We get the line from Abby, he feels the homily lacked panache, which was one of my favorite lines of the season. Although it's more on the comedic hilt, I think that was to balance out where we were headed with the rest of the episode, which was we get the diary with Cliff Calley. We get the Hoynes-Bartlett showdown in the Oval. We get Leo's war record being reframed. We get Toby in a chocolate sweater speaking to his team, saying, I'm not going to have a witch hunt. I'm not going to huff and puff. I'm not going to take anyone's head off. I'm simply going to say this. You're my guys, and I'm yours. And there's nothing I wouldn't do for you.
And how do you come back from that?
Truly.
When your leader, your boss, is like, I'll fall on the sword first, guys. You're my first priority.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, damn, I fucked this up.
My honorable mensch is to Bartlett for America, but unfortunately I will be unable to speak about it at this time because I can't talk about my guys falling down holes.
No.
In this present moment.
No. My vote for best drama episode was Bartlett for America. And again, agree, we don't need to go into it, but what I will say is it's Christmas, the napkin, John Spencer. That is all. I'm
still concerned about how sticky John Spencer's spit was, but that's a story for another day.
Now, your best episode for sort of nonsense and silliness.
Okay, I'm going to go with The Woman of Kumar. Because we've got some absolutely classic Josh and Donna bullshit, re-sewing notions as we kind of walk and talk through the bullpen. Josh saying, of course I don't want to do that, Donna. I'm a friend to the working mom. A classic Josh line. Yes. We get the introduction of Amy Gardner that episode and the initial spark between them. Josh responding to feminist art in her offices was also very fun. Toby meeting veterans that episode, saying, hello, I'm Toby, I'll be your referee. An excellent Jed and Toby exchange about going to apologize to CJ. And Sam having a meeting with the dad from Modern Family who's obsessed with Rotary clubs.
Yes,
also that episode.
Yeah, that's such a good shout because everyone's got something that's a bit bonkers in that episode.
We also obviously get like an incredible dramatic performance from Alison Janney.
Oh, yeah.
In her showdown with Nancy.
But that's what Aaron does, is that he's always like, haha, we're having fun, we're having a laugh. And then he'll just undercut you with drama.
But my honorable mention for this is 100,000 Planes because we get the triumphant return of Joey Lucas and all the fun that ensues. We get the Lisa backstory reveal, which was my gag of the season, I think. Sure. State of the Union vibes. And also Abby's friends hating Jed.
Which is important because he is the president of the United States. And I think it really makes their relationship and their marriage real that he's like, yeah, her friends just don't think I'm like very interesting. Like they don't like me. They don't think I'm very smart because they're all doctors. Even though he has a Nobel Prize for economics. I think my honourable mention is Dead Irish Writers because Abigail's party, which is just beautiful. Absolutely outrageous that she had such a large party for her birthday. The gals getting boozy.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Iconic. Sam
trying to help his old school teacher. And just everyone being in glam. I always enjoy when everyone's in glam.
Agreed. On the subject of Dead Irish Writers, Tessa asked, other women you might have enjoyed seeing getting tipsy with Abby Bartlett.
Ooh.
To which I'm going to say, if it's 2026, Hillary Clinton.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
I would be fascinated. I'm not saying I subscribe to everything she's ever done, please, before anyone comes for me. I'm not saying that she's like a morally upright person necessarily. However, would I love to off the record
loosen those lips,
wine drunk with Hillary Clinton and go like, in this moment in 2026, Hillary, what do you really think?
Yeah. And just see what flows. Do you know what I mean?
And specifically with CJ and Abby there. To ask the hard-hitting questions.
See, for me, if we're talking first ladies, I would love for Michelle Obama to be there just pouring a large glass of wine.
Oh, well, of course, that goes without saying.
Because I think she is so fucking classy. She is sitting on a dossier of bullshit that she had to deal with as First Lady. And I think she's got a lot of things to say about a lot of people, but she's keeping her lip zipped because she has class and poise. But boy, oh boy, would I want to just pop open a Sauvignon Blanc and be like, Michelle, so you've just come to the White House. What's going on? What's the deal? You know.
Also, dare I say, if it's not disrespectful to say, a woman who gets hotter with each passing year.
I think we can respectfully say that she's a hot bitch.
And like increasingly so.
Yeah.
As time goes on. Not to say that she's obviously always been hot. But like recently I've been like, wow.
I think from the time that she ceased to be the First Lady, I think she had a lot more control over her styling.
Oh, 100%. They're not trying to style her like a white lady anymore. And she's able to like do her hair the way that she wants and wear like cool fashion.
Yeah.
They're not like wearing this like, I feel like they were so scared of how capable and how smart and how brilliant Michelle Obama was that they tried to dress her in like quite a dowdy way.
They tried to season 1 Margaret her.
They did.
And unfortunately, a baddie's got to be a baddie. So
yeah.
and that's just the truth.
It's like, why are we trying to dress Michelle Obama like she's Laura Bush? Do you know what I mean? It's
she's
just like
not a twin set and pearls kind of girl. Like that's just not the look. Yeah, so I think those would be my 2 puns. Someone from within the show, I actually think that I would have loved Toby's ex-wife to have been there.
Ooh.
I would love Andrea to have been present and been like, Congresswoman, come on in. Because I need to know when the divorce happened or when the separation happened. Was there a point at which Ziegler was in the fold with Bartlett where Andrea was his wife still? Because that would be fascinating. So that's my in-world answer, Tessa.
In-world? I'm going to say Nancy.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm dying for some like any slight revelation about Nancy's personal life. I know I'm never going to get it.
But I think you nailed it because ages ago we were talking about Nancy and Leo having chemistry. And I just think Nancy has chemistry with everyone. And I do believe that you were correct when you said, I think she's one of those people that's busy and is like, I need fun. And I have some people who I contact when I'm looking for some companionship and fun. And from time to time, we have a good night together. I think she gets hers, you know?
Yeah.
It's a stressful job.
Yeah.
This show makes me completely out of my mind.
Yeah.
I don't talk about any other TV show like I talk about this show. I could talk about the imaginary lives of these characters all day.
All day. And I think it's because Aaron teases us by not giving us a lot of personal information about people's lives. And you know what, dare I say, we've gone down the wrong route with all of this, like, all of these TV dramas where it's like everyone has this really intense personal life where they're like Homeland and Luther and like all of these things, which I've like enjoyed. But it's like, I just don't need the intense personal life every time.
But also the key to good drama is what people don't say is so much more interesting than what they say. And so the beauty of a show like The West Wing is you're seeing people at a stressful day at work where there isn't any space for their personal life. Like Leo McGarry is living in a hotel, which is fucking insane. Like that's been like 2 years that he's been doing that. What life can you lead when, I mean, kind of iconic in a sort of, I don't know, like Elizabeth Taylor kind of way, but he's not bringing that to work every day. Like he's not bringing that into the sit room verbally, but he's carrying it with him. And that is real drama.
She's not even had a drink, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of, Palm Tree 5280 from Instagram asks us, who was our favorite guest star of season 3?
This is such an excellent question. I'm so glad that you raised it, Leigh. I'm going to allow you 3. I'm going to allow you a top 3.
Okay. In potentially a rogue move, my number 1 is going to be Oliver Platt as White House counsel Oliver Babish.
Confirmed. There's no need to feel any shame about that. That's an excellent choice.
He brought so much. He brought so much to every scene that the tete-a-tetes in every scene he was in were dramatic gold.
Going toe-to-toe with Abby Bartlett?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be, in a surprise to no one, my number 2 is going to be Mark Harmon, Special Agent Simon Donovan.
Yeah.
Love of my life.
Gone but not forgotten.
And then number 3, I'm going to give to possibly one of the most beautiful women in the world, Joanna Gleason as Jordan Kendall. Just flirting up a storm with Leo.
She was phenomenal. Do you think, is this pre or post Friends for her? Because she plays Rachel's boss, right?
I imagine it would be post.
Yeah.
Or right around the same time.
Either way, I just think she was fantastic. The thing that was so phenomenal about her performance was the, given circumstances of that character was so well presented by Joanna that even though we kept, cutting away to Leo backstory, every time the camera was on her, you could see her being like, this is the biggest moment of my career, and you aren't helping me. Help you. But also stop asking me out for dinner because I'm kind of into you.
And wouldn't we all be? Wouldn't we all be?
For sure.
When faced with the twinkle in Leo McGarry's eye.
I'd ask anyone to say no to those strong, fine eyes.
Oh my God. Fee, same question.
Again, it's going to come as a surprise to no one, but it will be Laura Dern as Tabitha Fortis.
I was shocked she didn't make my list, in all honesty. I was astounded.
So far, robbed of a follow episode. But, also on my list was Mark Harmon as Agent Donovan. It's basic, but my heart has yet to heal.
Yeah, I was shocked when I went back through it about how few episodes he was actually in. In my mind, it was such a bigger arc.
And that's presence, baby. That's chemistry. Now, for my third one, I was really torn because I was like, I really want to choose Lily Tomlin as Deborah Fitterer, but she kind of only came in at the end. So actually, I think if I'm being sensible, I'm going to choose Mary Louise Parker as Amy Gardner. Because she really did inject the season with so much energy whenever she was on screen. I really think
Truly.
She brought the world outside of the West Wing. She's kind of brought it into focus a bit more. She's funny, she's sexy, she's smart. She's a match for Josh in a way that Mandy never was. Now, do I fall out with her on a few things? Yes. But ultimately, is the character a 10 out of 10? Yes.
Agreed. I didn't really consider her because I was kind of like, is she a guest star? Because she's so present in this season.
I mean, I do think she's just now part of the team, part of the crew, part of the ship,
On the subject of Tabitha, Andrea, and Amy Gardner, Tessa says, I love the comment you made about Toby and Tabitha where you said it would be so cute, but the vibe she has, he would be at serious risk of repeating the same mistakes he presumably made with Andrea. Could you share any more thoughts on that? But also specifically, if she stayed around longer and there might have been a real romance, what would you have wanted to see from them to try and make sure those same mistakes wouldn't happen? I'm going to be quite bold.
Please, Leigh, please be bold.
That relationship only works in a world in which Toby Ziegler steps away from politics entirely and becomes a university professor.
Yeah, if you could show your workings.
Yeah.
It would be university professor, someone who's coming and being a public speaker.
And damn me if Toby Ziegler wouldn't be the most beloved university professor anybody has ever had.
I think when we all flip our minds back to university or school, there is a teacher that fits into the mold of Toby Ziegler in some way. Who one time only would have tipped you a wink and been like, good job, kid.
Yeah, I think there's a world in which he gave up it all to go and teach at Columbia and live in New York with Tabitha, that is unfortunately not the choice that he made.
Yeah. I think for me, the same mistakes are going to be communication. I think that there's a world in which Tabitha's like, if it's going to work between us, you need to go to therapy. And I think Toby's like, sure. But ultimately, I think, you know, he's got a one-track mind. And in a very similar way to Josh Lyman, the job's going to come first. The way that Josh kind of puts his role before Amy at the end of the series, I think we would see Toby doing something like that. I also just think, although Tabitha and Toby have amazing chemistry, I don't think they have compatible love languages.
Yes.
Leigh leaned forward. Leigh was so present in that moment. Yes, correct. Because I feel like Tabitha is a physical contact kind of gal.
Yes. A physical contact and quality time.
Quality time. I actually think Toby deep down needs words of affirmation.
I couldn't agree more. You took the words out of my mouth. I think he's a words of affirmation and acts of service.
Yeah. and do you know what? Honestly, we're so insightfully.
And to kind of close the book on Amy, Tessa also asked, and she caveated this with a caveat that I love, which is, this is admittedly exclusively on my mind because I reread Amy Andrea fan fiction. But the question stands, thoughts on Amy Gardner and a good luck babe vibe.
Stunning.
Now, I did not realize that such a thing existed. Dear patrons, if you would like me and Fi to react to West Wing fan fiction as part of your member benefits, let us know. Because I would be really up for doing that.
We would be up for diving in. And if anyone can kind of hook us up with any good links to some fan fiction, then would just be really appreciated.
I hope it's all smut. I hope it's all
I want it to be absolutely filthy. That would be great. Yeah. Now
Queer Gals Watch After Dark. Moving on.
After hours. So Amy Gardner and a good luck babe vibe. I mean, stunning. Absolutely. I do see this because I think what we've encountered here is that Amy and Josh have met each other as adults. When they're at college, there was a will we, won't we? Is it ever going to happen? We've always been into each other and it didn't happen. They've then had a real world grown-up relationship, which I think could last for some time. Ultimately, it's going to end in either divorce or a big breakup. I just think Josh Lyman is the person before the person that Amy marries.
That is so crazy because I was just thinking of, did you ever see Amy Gleddel's stand-up hour, The Girl Before the Girl You Marry?
Yeah, I'm obsessed with her. But yeah, I think Amy is that for Josh. Or Josh is that for Amy, rather. Because I think
there's a bit in her stand, and I'm obsessed with her. If anybody gets a chance to see Amy Gleddel, the stand-up comedian, live, she's absolutely brilliant. She's also part of a sketch duo that's fantastic. Anyway, she's doing amazing things. Her stand-up hour was incredible. She won Best Debut at the Edinburgh Fringe that year. It was either Best Debut or Best Show. But she has this bit about seeing this guy who had a girlfriend, and he was like, on New Year's Eve, he was like, I'm gonna break up with her to be with you. And then at the countdown, they're all at the same party, and he gets down on one knee and proposes to his girlfriend. And then she asks him about it later, like, what the hell, you were going to break up with her? And he was like, it just felt like the thing I was supposed to do because there was a countdown. And she was like, you had so many other options. I could see Josh getting himself into that kind of situation where he like accidentally impulse proposes.
And I think there's a world in which their relationship breaks up pre-marriage, pre-kids. There's also a world in which we go full good luck babe. And it's like she is the one that's given up her career. He's continued his career. And she's like,
fuck me, that would be awful.
And it's like the kids are like, have just gone off to like elementary school. And she's like, what the fuck did I just do?
And it becomes full circle where he's the dad in the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Oh my God, yeah.
We also need to do a deep dive into Bradley Whitford's career outside of the West Wing at some point, because I'm obsessed. With each and every role, I become increasingly obsessed.
Just a big fan in general of him as a man.
I also am loving his social media presence in these dark times.
Me too.
We love a boomer man who like gets involved on Instagram. Do you know what I mean?
It's very Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah.
Who's like, my daughter taught me a thing.
But to close out season 3, Lauren asks, what opinions have changed for you over season 3, like characters or types of stories as the season went on?
Oh, Lauren, this is a really great question. I am going to say something, and then actually I feel like we can leave it out there, which is season 3 showed me that Jed Bartlett's quite a hard person to work for.
Yeah. Yeah.
This isn't necessarily the most amazing, dreamy job that there is. Working for that man is hard.
It has been a very emo season for Jed. We've kind of transitioned from season 1, we were full Gandalf. And coming out of season 3, he's a much more complicated character and a much more complicated man.
And we have a better idea now of who's inside and who's not.
Yes.
And so for me, it's realizing when you're not on the inside, how his behavior is being interpreted must be interesting. Because you don't know all of the facets that the viewer does.
I'm also just going to say, I think season 3 was the season where I fell in love with Sam Seaborn.
Oh, yeah. My boy. He's just my boy.
He's just gotten weirder and weirder as the season has gone on.
I wish he was my friend.
And it's made me love him more and more.
I wish he was my friend.
Yeah.
I wish he was my friend from college or from a job in our early 20s where like, I was like, oh my God, have you guys seen what Sam's been doing? And people were like, oh my God, he's killing it. And then once a year we go for a big dinner and he's like weird, but like everyone finds it funny. And like, he like brings flowers for someone because he missed their birthday. And like everyone's just like, see you next year, Sam, because you have a crazy job, but we're just so goddamn proud of you.
I also feel, and I don't know, I think we maybe slightly differ on this, but I feel like you have brought up over the course of season 3 that your view on Josh and Donna has changed.
If it happens now, I don't think it will ever be what Donna wanted it to be at the start. You know, as soon as Amy arrived, I was like, there is a world in which there's a kiss or there's a moment of closeness that happens in the aftermath of an inevitable breakup with Amy. And if you're Donna and that's everything you've ever wanted, but the only thing that pushed him towards you was the fact that Amy didn't want him anymore, that will be devastating.
I think certainly if this were real life and Donna were my friend, I would be saying to her, if it was ever going to be you, he never would have chosen Amy.
Yeah.
He would have made it happen.
Yeah, it's that, isn't it? And I think if I was in the girly house share and we'd, the first batch of margaritas was finished and we were making the second batch, I'd be saying, get the reference.
Oh, God, Fee, that's devastating.
Get the reference. Get the personal statement. Put yourself out there, apply to some jobs because he's never going to see you like that when you're the person who works for him. If he wants to change his mind, if he's going to change his mind, it's never going to be when you're the person giving him his messages and collecting his dry cleaning.
I'm going to quote my mother here on potentially quite a toxic piece of advice that she once gave me, but I do think it's helpful. Make him miss you.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, I don't think Josh sees Donna in that sort of romantic light because I think he perceives a lot of her behavior as only professional rather than her actual personality. And I think people like Sam are better at clocking her passion and her drive.
This friendship between Sam and Donna is really beautiful.
And so I think she needs to reframe the relationship. At the moment, their power dynamic is just, it's stuck in a rut. There's no way that anything's going to change when you're in that power dynamic. She needs to remove herself. She needs to have her own success that's nothing to do with him. And then you get your answer. If he doesn't want you then it's not going to happen. Wow.
Similarly, Pippi Jane asked, looking back, is there anything about season 3 that really surprised you, good or bad, or that you didn't like? I mean, I think what really surprised me was the death of Simon Donovan. I'll say that for one.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's hard because I was like, oh, like, it's so devastating that they got one kiss and then he died.
Mm-hmm.
But that's perfect drama. Because the heartbreak over what could have been is so much more powerful. And also as an actor, for Alice and Janney to take that into the next season of like that grief of people being like, okay, but he was your close protection agent.
You never even went on a date.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like that is so knotty and so interesting.
Yeah.
Is there anything that really surprised me? I mean, I think I still can't get my head around Toby baiting Jed like that.
Yeah.
It's not that I didn't like it. It's just that I didn't expect it to come from that character. It felt like, do you want to get yourself fired? And I'm surprised that Jed didn't fire him. Because for me, I was like, Jed Bartlett is not your friend. He actually never has been. He's always been a very supportive and good boss that you've had a good relationship with, but he's not your friend. So you can't talk to him like that. So that will be my answer, Pippi Jane.
Speaking of Jed, Daniel says earlier this season, the gals were discussing whether President Bartlett would face personal consequences or difficulties as a result of the decisions that he makes as president. In the 3rd season finale, President Bartlett authorizes the killing of a suspected terrorist. What impact do you think this decision will have on him going forward?
This is a really great question. And I'm glad that you've brought it up, Daniel, because I think you tapped into something really interestingly that I didn't get when I first watched those episodes, which is Jed's a Catholic. A huge part of making that decision about Sharif was him being like, I guess I'm not going to go to heaven. Because who can I confess this to? Like, where can I make my confession to absolve myself of this? Well, I can't. And I hadn't even looked at it from that point of that frame of reference. And so I do think there's a part of Jed Bartlett now that is, I wonder if there's going to be a preoccupation with his own soul.
Yeah, which is an interesting one. I mean, if we think about where we started with Jed, where he didn't even feel comfortable being in the Situation Room and he didn't feel comfortable being around military men, he's been on a huge arc to the point where he's now like ordered a state sanctioned killing. We're also going to be seeing Jed kind of truly in like the post 9/11 era.
Definitely. And I do think that foreign policy and foreign affairs have come into season 3 in a much bigger way. Like we were very domestic in seasons 1 and 2. Obviously there were like things happening that we were like helping people with.
But it felt very paternalistic, the relationship of the US and
the rest of the world.
Foreign nations.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it was like the outside world was a threat to the US, which makes complete sense in terms of the paradigm shift that 9/11 was.
Yeah. And
in
so
American history.
I do think that snowball is only going to keep rolling down the hill in terms of the writing of this show. And I guess the thing that will be interesting in terms of the impact of that decision that Jed made is, does it make hard decisions easier now you've done the first one?
Now you've kind of ripped off the plaster, the big plaster.
And I'm worrying about, I think there might be something juicy in Jed and Leo's relationship, where Leo's always been this kind of military strategist in their relationship. Of suddenly if Jed's like, no, like, yeah, let's go for it. Let's push the button on that. Of Leo being like, whoa, kind of what have I made here? I took this guy who was like the almost conscientious objector levels of
kind of a Quaker in ways.
And I've changed him. So I wonder if there'll be a moment for Leo where he sees Jed and is like, my friend has changed. And that's because of me. And I made him run for president. I made him this way. So I'd be interested to see that.
Which we've kind of already gotten into it a little bit, but Lauren did ask what our predictions and or hopes were for season 4.
Amazing.
Should we go character by character?
Yeah, let's go like character by character through the core team. So, I mean, let's start with Josh Lyman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Josh Lyman needs to get serious or get out, both with his romantic relationship and his job.
Mm-hmm. It's time to lock in, for sure. We need a little bit more of that guy asleep on his desk.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And not just as a way of cancelling plans with his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to see Josh step up in season 4. I think that is possibly going to be prompted by losing his father figure in the workplace, Leo McGarry, in a kind of fly you fools style moment.
Yeah, it's a very kind of Aragorn-esque character arc in like, I'm kind of brooding and like, you don't understand me. And I guess I just got to be the one that like knows everything because you guys are so stupid. And then suddenly the leader leaves and you're like, oh, this is why he got me here. It's because actually I am the leader and I need to carry these people through.
So Josh is going to be Aragorn in season 4. Amazing.
We need the opening the doors moment.
Oh my God, please.
Give the man some double door. People should be walking through double doors more in TV shows, I'm just going to say. All people should have double doors to push through in a moment of drama.
Yeah.
Okay.
Toby,
now, I think we were getting there in season 3. And so my prediction for season 4 for Toby is that we're going to see Toby reach a capacity, kind of in the same way we saw with CJ in season 2. You know how like left season 2 and CJ was like, I'm going to quit.
Yeah.
I think Toby is going to lose his head over the campaign in that like, this is the most stressful time for his job role. Like he's not going to work harder than he is in this coming season. And I wonder if we're just going to see him be like, I think I have to go now. Maybe forever, maybe just for a bit of time. And what I would like to see, the positivity that I see from that is a growing closeness with Sam, maybe. And like a passing of a torch or just a sharing of responsibility. But I do think there's something about Toby that like, he's got an itchiness to him that I don't know how it's going to be scratched.
Yeah. I think that we're going to see a hefty personal storyline for Toby in this new season, but possibly not a romantic one.
Agreed. I think we've learned that Toby doesn't quite work for that character or actor, the romantic storyline. I think Andrea popping in and out works really well as like a reminder that he's not good at balancing his work and personal life. And the kind of moments of having crushes, I think, are enjoyable because that's very human.
Yes.
To be like, I just met this person at work or at this event and now I can't stop thinking about them. But like, I don't really want to do anything about it.
I would love to see him have a messy one night stand where the whole team kind of is like, oh my God, where were you?
Like on the road, like on the campaign trail.
Yeah. CJ.
How do we come back from this loss?
Oh God.
And especially, as I said, one that kind of is quite private because to everyone else, they're like, oh, it seemed like you guys didn't get on. And she's like, no, we were in love, but like in secret. So that in itself, I think, is just like an absolute diamond for Alison Janney. And I hope that she runs with it. But I don't know. I think we're going to see moments of privacy where we're seeing a woman sitting in her grief. And then I think we're going to see a lot of her burying it and throwing herself into work. And what I would love is for the people in her life to check in. Like, I think I would be undone if there was a scene where like she was with Toby and she was like, we kissed. I was going to go home with him that night. Like, I think he was the one.
What a beautiful moment of friendship that would be.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh
I think I need her to be vulnerable with someone in her core group at work.
If I know Aaron Sorkin, like I think I know Aaron Sorkin, she's not going to talk about it.
Oh, but what we'll just
way.
get is just like beautiful shots of like her collecting herself before she goes into rooms.
Yeah.
Stunning.
I don't think she's going to be explicit about it. I think season 3 has been a tough one for CJ. I think she's been very much like struggling at times in her career. And I just want season 4 to be like CJ rising from the ashes.
Yeah.
And being a woman in command.
For sure.
Sam.
My boy. My boy. I honestly think season 4 is where we're going to see Sam step into his own. There's been so much growth, but he's ready to be tapped in, coach. I think it's time to start Sam. He's been on the bench and he's come on. He's subbed on. Look, I'm using sports metaphorically or analogy.
Whoa.
I'm not sure, but I think it's time for him to like lead. But I would love a messy fling.
Yeah.
I think I'd really love... And this is incredibly toxic of me, but I'd love for something to happen with Ainsley and for them to like have a wild night where like she has a few too many Cosmos or something and he like has a few beers and they're like, what would happen if we just fucked? And then afterwards they're like, that was amazing. Should we just be friends?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I kind of needed to get out of my system, but like, thank you for that. And just like a kind of mutually like, okay, cool. That was great. Like there's no drama. No one's like proposing to anyone. It's just like, oh, that was fun.
I see a job change coming for Sam.
Oh.
I think and I think that would lead to a beautiful tension in his and Toby's relationship of like, is the moment that Sam isn't Toby's number 2 anymore the moment Toby realizes how much he loves him?
Wow.
Like, I don't think that Sam is going to get promoted into Toby's job. I think he might take like a sideways step.
Into a different department.
Into something kind of different, running his own team.
I like that. I like that a lot. Should we talk about our gal pal Donna?
Please.
I need Donna to get her flowers this season.
Yeah.
She turned down like this huge opportunity on the internet, like a well-paid job in like a new emerging industry for Josh / the administration. And I need to see that loyalty paid back.
Agreed. I see a promotion coming for Donna. I think this would totally spin Josh out in a really fun way. If he has to get a new assistant who isn't like, already doing it before he asks. And I also think it would be really fun to see Donna step up into a job that isn't centered around Josh.
Precisely. And I think the fun kind of comic side of him getting a new assistant would be him being like, oh, so-and-so doesn't do this. And like, why do they not know to do this? And Donna being like, well, no one else's assistant does that. But I did this because you always do X, Y, and Z. And him realizing the level of invisible labor that she was doing for him would kind of be delectable.
Yeah.
Charlie Young.
I just want Dule to be given his chance to shine. Just give Charlie storylines.
Yeah. Like what happened?
That's all I ask.
Like what happened to Zoe? Is he single? How is college going? Will we have a new friend and ally in Deborah or whoever the new Mrs. Landingham character is?
Let us meet Deanna.
Let us meet Deanna. Like, I just want to know more about the man.
Yeah.
Jed Bartlett. Josiah Bartlett.
I'm slightly over emo Jed.
Yes.
I want like prize fighter Jed ready to go a few rounds in the ring with Richie and knock him out cold.
I think this is coming because I do think meeting Richie changed something in Jed. Like meeting the man in real life on that day in the kind of like vestibule of the theatre. I think that lit a fire.
Yeah.
I could not agree more. I want debates. I want them now. I want speeches. I want town halls. I want meaningful moments with members of the public. I want hands in pockets, Leigh.
Yeah.
I want
rolled up shirt sleeves.
Shoulder up shirt sleeves. I want rolled up shirt sleeves. I want him sitting on the back of a truck talking to some like townspeople.
I want him in his 501s.
I want him in his pressed jeans. Leo McGarry.
I think this may be John Spencer's last season. I think someone will have to leave in season 4. And I think the obvious choice is Leo.
Yeah, agreed. I think also kind of from the study sessions that we've had, it does feel like there's a roof to that job in terms of how long you can do it. And Leo, you can see, and I do think it's a masterful performance and I guess kind of the writing of the character, but you can see Leo being like, the kind of puppeteering that he was doing, he's now like holding a bunch of tangled strings, just trying to keep everything going.
Yeah.
And you throw the election into that, I think
like a election season arc tied in with a John Spencer leaving the show arc would be incredibly dramatically satisfying.
Agreed. I want to see Leo give a little wry smile. I want to see him do a good day of work and be proud. I'm with you in that I want the exit to be on the best of terms rather than like Leo crashes and burns. Also, Leigh, we do need to slowly come to terms with the fact that if we lose Leo, we lose Margaret.
Do we? Because if he like is retiring.
If he's retiring and he's like, I'm going to go and buy a cabin and like whittle things. Or like, what's more likely is that he's going to buy an apartment in DC and just like sit in the same coffee house every day and read the Financial Times back to back. But I feel like if he was like, I'm going to work a bit, maybe I'll do some consultancy or something. Margaret's like, well, I'll be with him until he retires.
A proposition for you.
Please.
Leo retires.
Yeah.
Josh gets promoted to chief of staff. Donna, at the same time, gets promoted. Josh inherits Margaret.
This would be so fun. Okay, so I think actually, let's tie this into... So Libra Carper had a great question, which was, if the main characters could swap their jobs, who would you see in which role? And actually leads on to something here. So I think... So Leo is like, I'm retiring. Josh gets the golden handshake.
To step up.
You are the new chief of staff.
Yeah.
Sam, deputy chief of staff.
Oh.
You're here to spin. You're here to know the name of every person in the room. You're here to coach the president. You're here to listen. You're here to be in the room where it happens.
Lovely arc from him always being the last to know everything for the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, to then be like, now I'm on the inside. Margaret stays, is with Josh. Cue comedy genius with the two of them. And her being like, that is not how we do it. And
that is a firm boundary. I will not be doing that for you, Josh.
Mr. McGarry did not do it that way. You know, I would love that. Donna then, I think, goes into communications, into the pool.
Ooh.
I think she would be great there because she's great with people. She's brilliant on the ground. You know, she's really good at like collating data. That's when she does her best work for Josh, when he's like, can you go out and do these things? Or like, can you go to this department?
It's about connecting with people. She's the EQ of the show.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know who would join Toby. I feel like that could be a new hire, which would be exciting and might be the fire that Toby needs.
Yes.
To be like, I have to step up and be a leader.
Yes. I think we've nailed it, Fee.
Yeah, stunning. Okay.
Jane Eyre asks, what characters we haven't seen in a while do we hope to see in season 4? Or are there any guest characters that you hope to see again? I would be fascinated to see how Laurie interacts with this version of Sam Seaborn.
Oh my goodness, so interesting. I would love for him to be walking down a corridor, like Ginger beside him, like they're out in DC somewhere, and he's like, you know, dictating to Ginger and she's taking information down, and him to like bump into Laurie and be like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. And she's like on her way. She's like part of a legal team, like with a big firm. And she's like going up to the hill or something. And they have to have this moment of being like, oh, we're both different people. That would be fun. Love to see Laurie again. Obviously, we hope and will that there will be more of our favorite little Republican blonde bombshell. But I don't know. I don't know what sort of role she would play in an election season.
Speaking of an election season, Joey Lucas.
Yeah, I'd love to see Joey. She felt like such a kind of like part of the team. So I'd love to see more Joey. And it was really exciting when she was just working in the West Wing and then she left. Where are the Bartlett daughters?
I was just about to say,
Jane,
the person we
really...
need Zoe, we need Ellie, and we need, was it Elizabeth?
I want to say it's Elizabeth, yeah. Liz.
How do you have Ellie and Elizabeth?
Eleanor and Elizabeth.
That feels crazy. No?
Yeah.
Why would you give your daughters such similar names? Anyway.
I mean, you're Abby and Josiah Bartlett, and you're mental anyway. Yeah, that's my answers on those. Bring us the Bartlett daughters. Bring us 3 Bartlett daughters in one episode. I swear to God, Aaron Sorkin, give it to us.
Now, final listener question before we get into our roundup questions for the season. DJ asks a very fun question. Do you think there's room for a West Wing musical on the West End? If so, who would you get to write it, living or dead, living preferred? And would it adapt a particular arc of the show or be new material? To which on our Discord, DJ replied, Lin-Manuel Miranda feels a little too obvious. Of course, Bradley Whitford played Stephen Sondheim in Tick, Tick, Boom, if that counts, which absolutely blew my mind because I've not watched the film Tick, Tick, Boom since I started watching The West Wing.
But this is what we said, which is Bradley Whitford has turned up in so many movies that we love, Lee. But we didn't know it was Joshua Lyman.
Yeah.
But he's perfectly cast as Stephen Sondheim.
Yeah.
I think this is a great concept. I think if there's a West Wing musical, I think it needs to be off West End, parody musical, purely for the fans. And I think it needs to be written by like a little team of super fans, and it's going to be like all of the best jokes, all of the like message board favorite moments. It needs to be like, we're sending it up. It's camp. It's silly. If that
which in ways does mean Lin-Manuel Miranda because he is a West Wing super fan.
Yeah. But I do think he's also very earnest. And what I kind of want is like an SNL like skit. Like I think maybe I need improvers to make it, you know?
I proffer to you, I have no idea if they're West Wing fans or not, but Toby Marlowe and Lucy Moss, the duo that wrote Six, the musical.
Yeah. Also, like I feel like a kind of Cola Scola vibe, you know, like kind of like an Oh Mary energy to it, you know? So there's that energy. And then there's also just being like, if Aaron Sorkin, who I think Aaron's production of To Kill a Mockingbird is sensational, and if you ever get the chance to see it, you should. I saw it in the West End with Matthew Modine playing Atticus Finch, and he was fucking stunning. And it's just like Aaron's classic. He just writes scenes beautifully, and he writes characters perfectly. I would love a like locked room West Wing spin-off. So I'm thinking, you know, like a 12 Angry Men-esque
beautiful
situation where like we are in the Roosevelt room for the duration of the hour and a half long play.
Yeah.
And we have to come to some sort of conclusion. And and I don't know that it's the Bartlett administration, but it's characters from the West Wing being brought in for some reason.
Now, Aaron Sorkin himself is a playwright also.
Yeah.
And I just kind of go, obviously we know that Aaron Sorkin leaves at the end of this season that we're about to start. This is our last Aaron Sorkin season, and then the show gets passed over to other writers. Does the musical need to be Aaron Sorkin coming back to write the ending to The West Wing that he never got to write?
Would love that as a sort of redemption arc moment. I mean, just Aaron, just write more stuff. I watched another of his movies the other night and I was just like, God, like it's just a different level.
Which one did you watch?
I watched The Trial of the Chicago 7.
Oh, it's so good.
Which I'd not seen, you know, shame on me for taking 6 years to watch it. It's phenomenal. And also shout out another use of the word ensorcelled in that film.
To the Rapid Fires, Fi.
Yes, Rapid Fires, but season 3 edition.
But season 3 Oscars of Rapid Fires.
For sure. Lee, proudest to be an American moment of the season.
It's going to be Rogue for me, but I'm going to go Will Sawyer.
Okay.
No one's favorite guest star of the season, with peace and love to the actor, but the character was just kind of weird. I don't know if there's ever been a more important time to be good at what I do, which just hit me really hard because obviously journalists and the importance of journalism, independent journalism, is very much on my mind right now.
Yeah.
But I did also have some runners up, which from Jed, Leo's made out of leather. His face has a map of the world on it. Leo comes back.
Incredible.
And of course, my biggest weeper of the season was, Mrs. Morello, I'm in the Oval Office with the President of the United States, and it's because of you.
Yeah, that was real. Ringing Mrs. Morello in the Oval Office. And doesn't she say like, oh, Donna, we're just so proud of you?
Yeah.
Cue us sobbing. I had a couple. I think it's not my favorite, but a definite shout out to Mr. President. She put the pen in your pocket. Every morning she slipped it in there.
That was devastating.
Just like Dolores Lanningham being like the best assistant anyone's ever had. Shout out to the napkin. Because honestly, just that really ended me. And then I want to say an honorable mention to Tabitha Fortis for this one, which is, you think an artist's job is to speak the truth. An artist's job is to captivate you for however long we've asked for your attention. If we stumble into truth, we got lucky. And I don't get to decide what truth is. Yeah. Best fashion, not to just immediately lower the tone to something entirely frivolous, but best fashion.
I'm going to say Abby's scooter. She really took a broken leg and made it fashion in the early part of this season. Just Abby Bartlett in a silk pajama in bed in the White House with a broken leg. It was camp.
It was very like 1950s. It was very Katharine Hepburn comedy.
Yeah, I really appreciated that we got a lot of Martin Sheen swaggering in a tux this season. But I think I have to give fashion icon of the season to our limited moments with Ainsley Hayes. I have a feeling that we're discarding her in Mandyland going into the next season.
I struggle to find where she's going to fit.
Because she was kind of barely there this season. But, you know, the mermaid wave with the dark lip, the black evening gown, the dress down moment in the office was incredible. She's our petite fashion queen.
100%. I think that there's something to be said for Margaret's Bob as a kind of main character in this TV show.
In this series, certainly. Specifically the series 3 Bob.
It got very, moments it got very sharp and short. And I feel like, honestly, cuntier and cuntier episode by episode.
Yeah.
And her style from scene to scene was great. She did have just like a really lovely like styling.
The buttercup yellow blazer, the kind of purple 80s power suit. It was, it was incredible.
I had a lot of love for everyone's dressed down looks this year. Apart from
except for famously Amy's, which you hated.
I hated that so much. I just can't stand for it. However, I will say that there was a weird tan wet look leather jacket that Sam wore on the Bartlett Ranch right at the start of the season, and that was crazy. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
But I do think the fashion moment for me, hands down, is the Black Vera Wang and all that it stood for.
You absolutely took me out with that. Yeah. It's devastating. Yeah.
Most man, I felt like a man moment in the season.
There were so many. It was really I feel like a man season in many ways. I think the Josh and Toby exchange after Amy is first introduced. So I just came from seeing Amy Gardner.
Yeah? How'd that go?
Well, I showed her who's boss.
Who'd it turn out to be?
It's still unclear.
Yeah, it's perfect. I stumbled back upon the amazing Oliver Babish line, which is, nature is to be protected from. Nature, like a woman, will seduce you with its sights and its scents and its touch, and then it breaks your ankle, also like a woman.
It was so good. That is poetry. That's like a haiku.
It's so good.
Queerest moment that never intended to be queer.
I think it has to be Jed talking about his friend, David Wheaton, who he played chess with. I think they were lovers.
Truly, there was no other need for that chess backstory.
I don't have a problem. I would love for Jed to have, had a romance with a man, as a young man.
Yeah.
Just two guys, maybe like 19 or 20 years old, just in love.
Make Bartlett bisexual again.
Yes. Did you have one, Leigh?
I think it's been too long into this recap episode for us not to have brought up Jed's fleeting primary challenger, Buckland, and the
Oh my
outrageous
God.
flirting that Buckland and Josh did of the wanna see me do push-ups fame.
Oh my God, yeah. Chaotic. Truly chaotic.
Best writerly moment of the season for you?
Oh, there are so many, and I'll have to do a few. So up there, I'm going to kind of give you my top 3.
Yeah.
Doing Oprah wouldn't kill him.
Honestly, I think it might.
Perfect. And then this other one from CJ Craig. I don't know, sir. When I came in here back in the late 1950s, there was a purpose to it, but then one thing led to another and I blacked out. I mean, I can hang in there with the best of them, sir, but somewhere in the discussion of anise, coriander, and the other 15 spices you like to use to baste a turkey, I simply lost consciousness.
Yeah, phenomenal. Stunning. We love it.
That kind of comes in tandem with Charlie, get me the number for the Butterball hotline.
Yeah.
But the winner for me, with the best writerly moment of the season, has to be on Carol's birthday. Did you happen to attend a seance where they tried to contact Margaret's grandmother?
Oh my God, it's so good. Along a similar line, I believe from the same episode, for me, Bartlett was playing a round of golf with Toby Ziegler, the prickly, mumbling communications director whose inner bitter darkness spelled the breakup of the one marriage we know about. Oh my God, it was so good. Also, a moment for Donna unspooling. That was just such a beautiful image.
Yeah, Donna's like 2-3 days away from unspooling. So good.
And then finally, a Josh and Abby moment for me. Could I get 5 minutes without being interrupted by banality?
It's not banality, it's the boss's wife.
It's stunning.
Incredible.
Stunning. What a season, Fee.
I had a blast. I laughed, I cried. I fell in love, I had my heart broken. What more could you ask for from quality television?
Beautiful.
I do think we've got some momentum going.
Yes.
And
I'm so excited for election season.
Truly, I am thrilled to be diving into season 4 next week. We are going to do episodes 1 and 2 in one episode, correct?
Correct. We're not going to do a study session. We're going to do 1 and 2 as a double bill opening of season 4 at the request of our patrons. They felt that that was best. Because apparently season 4, episode 1 and 2 are really kind of a part of a 2-act play.
I believe they were first aired back to back.
Yeah.
So that's how we're going to do it.
That's how we're going to do it. So if you are watching along with us, watch episodes 1 and 2 for next week. I'm so excited. How beautiful to go into an election where you know in advance that the Democrats win. Because there are 3 more seasons of this show after season 4.
Sigh.
So if Jed loses, what the hell are seasons 5 through 7 about?
Hey, I don't want to find out. Okay, Leigh. Well, I'll see you next week.
See you then, baby.
Incredible. If you folks want to get in touch with us, please find us at Queer Gals Watch on all your socials.
Have a look on Patreon at Queer Gals Watch the West Wing. We are like coming close to being able to cover our costs for this podcast. Me and Fee don't make anything off of it. We put all of the money from Patreon back into paying our production costs, including our incredible, incredible editor, Misha, who just cuts through so much drivel to get you the product that you enjoy. So if you would consider checking out our Patreon and supporting us, we would really appreciate it. However, we do also appreciate that it is dark times out there. So literally no pressure. Please stay safe.
Yeah.
Just stay safe in the world.
We're sending lots of love and lots of thoughts your way to all of our listeners who are in the States right now. And we just hope that our silly little podcast, if it is a source of comfort, well, that makes us really happy. And so we will continue to provide you with nonsense to cut through the dark times.
Yeah.
Leigh, I'm going to go and drink a long, big glass of water and maybe take a lie down. And
If only Xanax were legal in this country.
I know. Prepare for season 4. I will see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.